Welcome back. Today we are going to learn about scientific notation. Go to page 17 in your packet. Regular notation is the standard way that we write our numbers. We do have an edit to make here. That should say 280 million. So go ahead and add your Y there. Scientific notation is a shorthanded way of writing really large or really small numbers. In scientific notation, a number is written as the product of two factors. So for example, 280 million can be written in scientific notation as 2.8 times 10 to the 8th. Let's go ahead and break that down. Our first factor of 2.8 is a number that is between 1 and 10. It may or may not be a decimal. Your second factor is always a power of 10. The power of the exponent tells you how many places to move the decimal. The sign of the exponent tells you which direction to move it. So when writing in scientific notation, there are 6 steps. Step 1, write the first non-zero digit and stop. Step 2, put a decimal point after that digit. Step 3, write all your important digits. So not the zeros at the end or the beginning. Step 4, write times 10. Step 5, decide on the exponent. Well, how do you decide on the exponent? Answer this question. How many places did the exponent move? And write the exponent on the 10. We're going to go ahead and we're going to cross this off up here because I don't like how the notes describe this. Now, it talks about whether that exponent's going to be positive or negative. Now, that is important for us to know. We're just going to do it a little bit different than the notes up there. So, for example, we want to turn 420,000 into scientific notation. So, we're going to start with our leading digit, our first non-zero digit, and stop. So that's going to be 4. Step 2, put the decimal point. Step 3, write all the important digits, and that's just going to be that 2. We don't need all those zeros there. Step 4, write times 10. Step 5, decide on the exponent. So we're starting at 4.2, so I'm going to put that decimal there, and we're going to move it to the end, and we're going to count how many times we move it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And seeing as we move to the right, it's going to be a positive 5. And that's it. 4.2 times 10 to the 5th. Let's go and take a look at our second example here. So we're going to write our first non-zero digit and stop. So 7, put the decimal point. Our important other digits are going to be the 3 and the 5. Write times 10. Okay, let's figure out what that exponent's going to be. So we've got that decimal between the 7 and the 3. Sorry, it's hard to put a dot on here. And we're going to move that decimal point to get to the end of the number we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, step 1, first non-zero digit. That's going to be our 8. Decimal point. And then writing our other important numbers. Then writing times 10. Okay, so that decimal is going to be behind the 8, before the 9. And now we're going to count. And now we're going to go to the left. 1, 2, 3. Seeing as we went to the left. Oops. Nope. It's going to be a negative. So times 10 to the negative 3. So we went in different directions on this. I think it's easier to remember as, positive going to the right and negative going to the left. All right, so now we have our first Non-zero is 1, our decimal point. Then the 4 times 10, and we're moving to the left. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoops, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And we went to the left. So that's going to be negative. We're going to leave those notes up there because if you're going from now scientific notation to regular notation, if the exponent is negative, you're going to move the decimal to the left, add zeros where are needed, and if the exponent is positive, you're going to move the decimal to the right, add zeros where needed. So for example, we've got 7.5 times 10 to the 5th. So seeing as that 5 is positive, we're going to move that decimal point 5 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to add in zeros to hold those place values. So when we write this as regular notation, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'd be 750,000. 3.8 times 10 to the 4th. The 4 is positive, so we're going to move that decimal point 4 places to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to put in zeros. Now, obviously, if you guys want to write this off to the side, make it a little bit neater, go right ahead. So I'm going to write the 38 and then the 3 zeros. So in regular notation, that would be 38,000. 4.2 times 10 to the negative third. So that means we need to move our decimal to the left, 3. So from that decimal, 1, 2, 3. And what we need there now is that decimal point. 1, let's see, we got to hold our place values there. And you like to put a 0 in front of the decimal. And then 7.51 times 10 to the negative 5th. I will go ahead and rewrite this one down here. See if that light green will show up. So I want to go 5 to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to need 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 5, 1. Oh, I forgot the 1 down there. Boop. All right, so you're going to do some practice, finish pages 18 and 19. Please let me know if you have any questions, and the answers are available online. I want to give a shout out to Shamia Hall, who created this note sheet. So thank you for that, and thank you for helping us use that in class. Good luck. Let me know if you guys need any help.